Alrighty. It's been a while, peeps. I've been busy. I promise you I've been working. I have not been slacking, but we're back. And I'm going to be teaching this next semester, be teaching at the university. You'll be doing a lot of character art. Strictly character art for freshmen and juniors. And there's going to be lots of assignments that would be doing for the students of the class, lots of critiques, lots of ZBrush basics, lots of advanced ZBrush stuff, substance painter, substance designer. All this stuff is coming up in the next 5 weeks. So I'm excited about it. Lots of really great, content is going to be coming fairly soon. And just to get into the swing of things, I thought I would help out Ryan Frazier. This is his Venom and Spider-Man, his interpretation of that. So he wanted me to go over it, and I also kind of volunteered to do so as well. And just so I could warm up, and he wanted me to go over it and see what he could do to make it better. So you asked for Venom, but I think what the problems are pretty much the same on both sides, and there's just a lot to deal with over here. So I think what I want to do is let's look at the construction of this. Okay, let's turn this on. Okay, so you're trying to get that overlapping look. I get that. But the thing is that we got to make sure this head is, let's see where those teeth. Okay, it's all up here. So we got to make sure before we put any of this stuff on that, actually, I'm just going to pin this over here. Okay, that what we are, before we put any details on, we got to make sure that this stuff is inspired by some solid anatomy, right? So right now, my question is where is his jaw? And I know he's a symbiote and he's like liquid and all that, but we've seen in the movies and we've seen in comic books that he does have a jawline in terms of all the interpretations, Bagley, all that stuff. And it's because there's the jaw here, and so we need to follow some type of guidelines for the jaw, right? So first thing we need to do is think about our master right here and how that's going to work. So the master is going to be, the jaw that, or the muscle that attaches to the zygomatic. That's going to attach here to your jawline, right? So we need some solid anatomy here. And then we need a chin as well. And then you've got teeth going in here, and there's no way for the teeth to be put in here realistically due to how thin it is, right? So I'm going to turn back face masking on, and I'm just going to go through here and just beef this up, right? And I'm going to make sure it's going in and coming back out and then towards here. Okay? Because we got the master going over this master bone, okay? Or master muscle, I'm sorry. All right, and then I'm going to smooth all this out because we need to get the head shape first before we start putting in all this stuff, okay? So next thing I want to do is, that's just the thing that jumped out at me in the beginning. So what I would like to see is a neck here that's well proportioned for the for what we're working with. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna zero mesh this, just so it's easier to work with. Um, because we don't need detail to show you what we need to improve this, because it's pretty much all forms that we need to fix. Okay, so just gonna smooth all this out because it's a bit too much going on there. So smooth that out. Alrighty, so what we need is some skull structure here first. Okay. We need a nice solid skull with no waves in it or anything like that. We need to look to have it consistent with the skull. The widest part needs to be here at the zygomatic, and then it goes back in, and then we got the widest part here at the back third of the skull. Okay. We need some more definitive planes that are going on. So what I mean by that is some solid separation here between where the jaw is, where the chin is, all that stuff, right? Okay. And then, so we've put in that. Let's add a bit more, turn back face masking on. Get this, and we're gonna add, really gonna drive home that straight jawline, right? And then we're gonna make sure we have a chin here. Okay. And then we have clear separation. And it just depends on which version of Venom you're going for. Are you going for the McFarlane? Are you going for the Bagley? What's the other one? Larson. You just got to decide which one's going to be which. You just have a lot of detail and very few solid forms. That's the reason it's looking a bit messy. So right now he doesn't have a neck, right? So we got to make sure that there's a cylindrical shape going around so that we have a nice solid neck. I mean, there's very few bodybuilders, like, we make fun of him saying, oh, he doesn't have a neck, but there is something there always. You just need to find some good examples. For my Venom, I use Kai Green because he seems like the most physically accurate to Venom that we can recognize today, and plus I just like the guy. I like what he's about, so I kind of wanted to do it that way as well. And he seems very just his physical nature lent itself to like rage, or because he even talks about how he put all of his anger and all that stuff into, working out, and it became, a way for him to express himself, and, it was just the pathway to him being fine, with who he was. So, yeah. But anyway, the point being that I wanted to use one person, and I wanted to use them the whole time during the sculpting process to make sure that I didn't have a Frankenstein-looking guy at the end. All right, so we got that. So what I'm gonna do now is just give him a bit more neck. All right, got that. We're gonna widen this out a bit. Makes this a bit too much. And what I notice about Venom's face is that the upper portion of his face is kind of like Spider-Man. Like you could see Spider-Man's face within this, and then the jaw and everything is added to it, underneath it. Right? And there we go. And we are putting a little hint of the collarbone right here, the clavicle, right? And again, the sterno, I always do it wrong, or right, sternomino, what's it? Sternocleidomastoid, yeah. Comes right behind the jaw, and then connects right here. You're gonna have like 2 fingers of space right here in between each of the uh, clavicles right here. Okay. And then here in the back, the traps attach right here to the base of the skull. Separate it down the center. Bring it over. And fill in this area. And attach right there. Alrighty. So what we could do now is mask that. Here, and have him looking straight at Spider-Man. Let's see if, okay. So I'm gonna subdivide this, and yeah, so that's where I would start. Ensure that that this is here, right? So you got that, boom, and then you've got that shape. And I would start there and get that solidified. Because that's what you're missing really, really badly. It's just this, even though Venom's an extreme character and everything, you have to have these major points of anatomy there, recognizable, and then interpret it, right? So here, the masseter bone is going to attach to the front right here. So your masseter is going to turn, or your zygomatic is going to turn right there, right? So There's your cheekbone right here. And then you've got that right there. Right? And so it's attaching right here to your zygomatic. Okay. And then it's really just adjustment after adjustment after adjustment. I mean, it took me, just because I'd never sculpted his face before. Right here, I'm just separating the lips from the gums. Right, and everything that's going on in here, I would look at a crocodile right here, or an alligator. I think a crocodile has a stronger bite, but I would look up what has the strongest bite, like PSI, and look at how that skull and how the masseter and the temporal muscles change from a human, and see why it's so strong, because so that way you can really understand it, right? And so I'm going to go here again and really reinforce this jawline. It needs to be straight, right? Boom. You can lean it forward a bit, right there. The bulk of the mass is going to be right here at the bottom, kind of like in an oval shape. And then for the eyes, you just draw it in, right? And then you just mess with it, right? See if you like it, see if you don't like it. Um, then you have, the furrowing of the brow. Reinforce it with some damn standard. And this isn't the greatest thing right now. I mean, it takes some time. A lot of time, more time than I can devote to this right now for you. And plus, you need to sculpt it, not me. Right? I've already sculpted it. So I'll put the link to the Venom that I did. It took me about 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, like 8 to 10 hours a day. So you can imagine, how little I can actually get done in this like short video, which I don't even know how long it's going to be right now, but we'll see. Okay. And I think, yeah, that's what we did. Right, so let's look at some reference, because getting lost. So I don't know which Venom you're doing. I think we're just going to go with the moving. I think that's what you're going for. Let me see. So I think this is kind of what you're going for. At least so the way these were going on and the way your teeth were placed, like teeth. I would really look at like shark and crocodile, or anything that has a lot of teeth, and see how it interacts, right? Because these people did a lot of research, hopefully, in terms of how muscles interact. So, but I think this is kind of what you're going for. But let's let's see what we can do. Alrighty, so we can go here. We can widen this. And there, do. That over there. And it's just a lot of fiddling, man. A lot of fiddling. Seeing what works, seeing what doesn't work. Let's see if we can do something entertaining for the stream. For this video. Alrighty. So, do. And that's right there, close to the mouth. Those two together. And we still need to have some sculpt formation here, you know. And that's where it becomes very important for you to know what's going on underneath. So whenever you have exaggerations like this, you still know kind of where to place things to keep it believable. Right. Let's see. It reminds me of like a I don't know, Ferrari or something like that. These eyes. So you can see how big his chin is right here, right? And how big his mouth is and all that stuff. So really, really pay attention to that and spend a bit more time analyzing, you know, all that's going on, taking a look at it, being like, oh, that reminds me of you know, a reptile mouth, or those remind me of teeth on a snake or whatever, and do some research and see how that anatomy fits together. I mean, like it should, if you know your human anatomy, you should be able um, to interpret or at least recognize similar shapes and functions. You know, the jaw and the muscles, and so it's not a lot to interpret after you get your basics down. Do that in a bit more. So yeah, let's so you can see the difference, right? Readable, and then just a lot of bumpy stuff going on. So if you want like this, just sculpt in regular traps, and then afterwards you can, you know, like Let's go super extreme, right? So right here is where everything's going to connect, right? So the chromium process right here is where your shoulder muscles attached to. It's where your traps attached to. It's where your clavicle ends. Very, very important to a lot of landmarks whenever you're sculpting. So definitely, um, we'll get into that on my stream. It's gonna be you can already follow it now. It's uh, Twitch TV, whatever the URL is, and then Shotgun Screen. Um, yeah, and we're going to be going over the entire body and anatomy, like a lot of exercises. We'll be answering a lot of questions. We'll be doing a lot of critiques. So just make sure if you're watching this video, to follow the Twitch, my Twitch channel, because lots of good educational stuff is coming for this year. So get that going. So we're gonna reinforce this zygomagnetic arch shape here. Ready? Alrighty. So I am going to zero mesh this again, just to get some smoother lines, because there's a lot of stars and holes going on that I really don't want. And zero mesher will keep most of the detail that's going on. Right? And then just subdivide some. Okay, so I'm just sketching in the eyes, because that's all we have time for. I can't go through and show you how to sculpt the entire thing in just one video. But let's say this trap is super bulky, super crazy, like flexed out, right? Most of the mass is going to be, you're going to have some of it coming out this way, some of it coming out here, but the connection, the origination and the insertion is going to be the same, right? So you don't want to move those points. And then from here, it's just how aesthetically pleasing it is. And then you just want to look up keywords, huge traps, and see how that works out. And see if that's someone you want to use as inspiration for the whole model, because you got to keep it consistent, right? You don't want to get Kai Green's traps and Arnold Schwarzenegger's chest and Frank Zane's legs and, all these, and then you got a Frankenstein looking character, right? So just stick with one person and try to get it from there. Okay, so here, just a little indication of Adam's apple and voice box. Right, and there you go. Right meal. Okay. So that's where I would start doing something like this. Really make sure everything reads. Like this jawline still needs a lot of work. But you can see how much more we can see Venom. Right? And And then from here, you can really exaggerate whatever it is that you want. Okay, you can pull this out, whatever you want to do, but your anatomy's got to be there. You can't shadow sculpt, like people shadow box. You can't shadow sculpt. You have to know what's going on there. So there's a lot of good resources on YouTube for anatomy. And again, my stream and this YouTube channel will have it. We'll have it for the next probably like 5 months. We'll be working on the face, and then the body, and be going, from head to toe, all the way down. All right. So yep. So that's what I would do. So I hope this has helped. Let me know in the comments if this has helped. If you think it looks better, think it reads more. This looks more like a dinosaur, and this looks more like Venom, or the beginnings of Venom. Like the teeth really help. So let me show you the Venom that I did before we go. So this is a Venom that I did, and so you can see what I'm talking about here. You still got the sternocleido, sternocleido, right? Compressing, you still got everything flexing out. See where the emphasis is on this trap right here. Still has a neck, right? Still a neck right there. Still a neck right here. It doesn't look like his head's shoved down into his collarbone, right? We have the emphasis of the collarbone, and here's the achromium process of Stony Belt, where everything is inserting into, right? All this is going on. The clavicle here, the heads of the shoulder. This is a back shoulder attaches to the spine of the scapula back here, so watch that. But the traps, it's all right here. Okay, and you can see the stress in the neck here is not as drastic as you originally had it. Okay, and then also make sure to put some wrinkles back here in the back of this neck, because he's going to be compressing it because he's looking up, right? And then here in terms of the detail, and you can still see that my jawline, right? Super testosterone, right? Right here, right? All right there, all readable, very smooth, very clean, all of it there, right? So just make sure they have nice clean lines, and then you can put detail on top. Like for my version of Venom, I figured there was enough characters out there with that type of skin and stuff like that. I didn't want to mess with that, so I made mine nice and clean. Right, but if you're going to do super detail, we'll definitely be going over that. We'll be going over some methods on how to do that in the upcoming streams and videos. So hopefully this helped, brother. I hope this helps anybody that's watching. If you have any questions, or if you want to see me do something, I'm going to have a how to sculpt hair. I'm going to show you all how to do that for sure. That's super easy. But that video is coming very soon. And yeah, so hope this has helped. Oh, one more thing I want to talk about. You see where the teeth are going in? You see how much space we have from the teeth to the end of the jaw? Like we have enough in there for the gums to rest and all that stuff. So just keep that in mind, all right? But yeah, again, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, make sure to go to the Twitch .tv/shotgun scream. Pretty much the same URL as this one, just put Twitch in front of it, right? And follow me there, subscribe if you would, and yeah, we're gonna be working. All right, so have a good night.